Ripping through the early season unfazed, the Cardinal baseball team heads into conference play. Meanwhile, the women's lacrosse team finds its groove, outscoring its opponents 46-2 over a two-game stretch. Plus, we count down the top 5 moments of the winter season. All that and more is next on the Cardinal Report.
Liftoff.
Returning home scorching hot, the baseball team improves to 11-0 with a doubleheader sweep at Zimmerman Stadium, and now they're here. Plus, the women's lacrosse team stops by after a monster 24-0 win. But before we get to our guests, let's take a look at the highlights from the impressive shutout against Cornell.
It's mid-50s and windy, but hey, the sun is shining, so we'll take it. Cornell visiting Benedetti Worley Stadium to take on the North Central women's lacrosse team. Cardinals entering 3-2 and coming off of a 22-2 blowout win over Linfield. Well, that offensive explosion carries over here. Madison Moss gets loose and nets the first goal of the day. Scoring would not be an issue for NCC. Rams looking for an answer, but it is Moss again, this time poking it away and starting back downfield. Same possession. Emily Zadney slings a sideways pass to Claire Norfleet, who puts away another goal. Rams back on the Cardinals side, but Sydney Cooper bangs one off the pipes. No good, the closest the Rams would come to a tally. Offense ramping up, another breakaway. Bianca Perry makes it a 3-0 game. Just moments later, Kara Stevens gets a nice pass with no one around her, slices around the crease and puts another one away. 3 goals in the game for Stevens. NCC living on Cornell's side of the field. Zadney behind the net, lost one to Norfleet. Count it, number 2 for the senior. Norfleet now playing point guard this time. Twisting around the net, delivers a perfect pass to Anicia Mattingly. 6-0 the score. By the way, we're just 8 minutes in. Cornell trying to get on the board, but Gina Fisher knocks it loose and takes it away. Speaking of Fisher, a goal for the Cardinals' all-time leader in career goals, her 173rd. And after a nifty move, make it 174 career goals for the senior. Cardinals total up 24 goals in this one, breaking the program record for goals in a game. NCC also wins its first home game under new coach Danielle Fiala, improving to 4-2 overall.
Welcome in, and joining me first is head coach of the Cardinal baseball team, Ed Matthey. And I actually want to start with that. Do the players call you coach, or do they call you Skip? What do they call you?
A little bit of both. Some prefer Skip. Some call me coach.
Do you prefer either one of them?
No, I'm fine with either.
I feel like Skip just kind of rolls off the tongue. It's kind of that old baseball. Hey, Skip, how's it going today?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. The more formal talks, the more coach comes into it, but we try to keep things fun and lighthearted and moving out there, so Skip works well.
So you and I talked in the preseason, and at the time, I kind of noticed you were pretty optimistic, especially about the pitching staff. And I think that was for good reason, because they're off to just an amazing start. What have you noticed about your pitching staff early on?
There was some energy with these guys. We graduated some guys that were through some pretty good innings for us, but the crew that was coming back believed in what they could do and worked at it as a group. We've kind of had a little bit of a plan in place for these guys, and I think having come in mid-year last year, it took them a little while to grasp it, but this year they had a full year of it, and I think that they're just kind of running with the ideas and the concepts, and they're believing in what they do. They work hard together. There's a synergy within the staff, and for us, and then for me in particular, you add a guy like a Tim Stoddard to our coaching staff with just a wealth of knowledge, experiences, and I think he's really added to these guys taking off.
1.55 ERA. I don't know if you're a big numbers guy. It's baseball, so I'm sure you look into them, but it's tough not to win games when you have numbers like those.
Well, It is. A lot of times numbers like those are associated with some failings on the defensive side. That really hasn't been the case for us to date. We've had our miscues, but when we talk about that synergy, when the pitching has a letdown, the defense picks them up, and when the defense has a letdown, the pitching has been picking them up. So that's been a lot of fun. I think for me the more impressive number is the 15 walks in 99 innings. That's more something that we like to have our guys understanding, and that concept we talked about competing in the strike zone early in the count is what our guys have been doing a great job of.
I'm sure you and Tim appreciate that, attacking the zone. Not a lot of work for you going back and forth between the dugout and the mound, huh?
No, I'll tell you what, it's been good. Chris Hill, who's done the majority of the catching, has really got a handle on things, and he really understands his pitching staff. There's a great collaborative effort going on between the pitchers and our catchers. So when that's happening, it's just about suggestions and tweaking out things and just trying to have them prepared for what the other team likes to do.
Yeah.
And that's our job as coaches. Let these guys be prepared and go out and play the game they love to play.
Now, you mentioned Chris, and this is a perfect segue to the hitting side of things, because not only is he great in the field, but had a monster opening weekend and has continued to just keep that torrid pace through the first 11 games.
No, absolutely, he has, and there's no secret as he's hitting right in the middle of our order. He's a big bat through our lineup. He can beat you in a lot of different ways, not only with the long ball, but he can hit the ball the other way. And I can't say I've had a player who runs harder out of the batter's box than Chris. We've had a lot of guys like that. Yeah, and he's got some speed. A lot of people don't understand that, but he does have some speed. But he's always going hard, and that's welcome to see when it's one of your producers doing that. It kind of sends a message to everybody. So that's great from a coaching standpoint.
Now, you've seen a lot of teams. You were a player here at North Central up until '86. Then you coached from '94 to 2002. Now you're back.
Yeah.
How does this team, in your eyes, stack up to some of the teams that you've seen in the past?
Each one has their own identity, and it's unique to that team. What I do see with this team that runs some similarities is the way that they get along off the field and on the field, and how they have a focus to go out and stay in the game and enjoy the moment. And that was with some of our better teams. And that's what I see with this team that this early in the season I really like to see, and it can be contagious, and we're hoping that it continues.
You talk about synergy, and I think a lot of that comes from probably leadership. How has the senior leadership been going for you guys so far this year?
They've been awesome. From day one. I mean, we've had new faces coming into the program, and I think that they recognize that some of our new faces could be impactful for their team, and they embrace that, and they love the competition that's going on daily. They actually enjoy some conversations about things. So I can't ask for more from them so far.
You guys kind of played the dark horse card last year. Whether you guys believed it or not, you kind of came out of nowhere and took the conference. This year, I'm sure the target was a little bit bigger on your back. Have you embraced that, or has it been just the same attitude of let's just go out and play today?
No, it's something you can't shy away from. I mean, when you win a league that's as competitive as the CCIW, people are going to stand up and take notice to it. I think there was a lot of unknowns about this year's team because of the number of players that we graduated who had an impact last year. But we've got some good players in this program, and I think our guys embrace it. They welcome the challenge of it, and they want to just go out and play good baseball. So.
Well, good luck for the rest of the season. I mean, I don't think you need it. You're 11-0 right now, so keep pressing. It's been fun to watch.
Can always use luck, Kevin. We'll take it. Thank you.
Coming up next, we have Bobby Smith and Brian Holloway on set. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report.
This episode's Play of the Week was a tough one, considering the women's lacrosse team gave us 24 options to choose from. So we'll go with Gina Fisher and her nice individual effort to net the goal, and the Cards come away with a 24-0 shutout of Cornell.
We've got pitcher Brian Holloway and outfielder Bobby Smith on set. And Brian, I want to start with you. I got to admit, I'm a little disappointed in your numbers. I mean, you're 6th highest ERA in the team. I mean, what's going on, man?
Everybody's just performing, I guess. Everybody's doing really well. It's cool to see, cool to watch. It's very fun from a spectating standpoint as well.
But for real, 2 earned runs, 21 innings. I mean, it's tough to top last year's numbers, but right now you're doing it. You don't want to get caught up in those because you got a long season ahead of you, but what's working? I mean, something's working.
Just overall confidence, I'd say. Pitching year to year is probably the toughest thing to replicate, and as a staff right now, we're unbelievable. So that's fun to be a part of, but as an individual, just trying to hold yourself accountable. I mean, there's stuff out there I know I can do better, and there's always time to work on it. Season's still early, so just going to try to grind out those things, get what I need to do done to be better and give our team the best situation we can be in to win. So.
Now, Bobby, you're also a senior. You've seen this program the last couple of years, and you had a really good year last year. How have you carried that over from last year to this?
I don't know. Just try to work hard in the off season. Keep doing what I'm doing. Don't change too much up. Working with the coaches a lot. Just sticking to what I've been doing.
Beard kind of indicates that too. You said you're keeping the beard because things are working.
Yeah, 11-game win streak. You know, don't want to mess with it too much. So, still shave the neck up a little bit. Got to keep it. Got to keep it
respectable, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of success, not just in the pitching set, but on the offense as well. Has it been fun hitting in this lineup?
Oh yeah. I mean, we hit top to bottom pretty much every game, and when some people don't hit, then the other guys pick it up later in the order. I know I've had some games where I come up in clutch positions and I don't get the run in, and then you got Dan Sotiros later in the order getting all the big RBIs. We had David Rico the other day with a big ribby at the end of the game, so it's been a lot of fun.
Now, Brian, we talked in the preseason, and it was the hiring was still pretty fresh, but Tim Stoddard had just come on the staff. Now that you've had some time to work with them, how's that experience been like working with a big leaguer?
It's been awesome. He's a character for sure. He's one of the funniest guys I've got to play along and have coach me. So, I mean, we all drove different vans in Florida, and we went out. We sought him out. We chose him for our van. And it was a good time every time we went to the game. The 30-minute trip to the field was fun. We all looked forward to it. But there's a lot of information to soak out from him, and we're taking as much as we can in. It's kind of like drinking from a fire hose.
Yep.
So
it's a lot of stuff.
It's tough, but there's a lot of stuff to soak in, just taking as much as you can.
You mentioned that you knew he had a lot of stories. Have you heard any?
I've heard some.
That are available for TV?
I'm going to keep him between Stoddard and the staff, but he's had a lot of life experience, and it's pretty cool.
Have you guys had a chance as hitters to work with Tim to try and get that pitcher's mentality?
I've had a few conversations with him. I mean, I talked to Hill once. He said the handful of times we've talked to Stoddard, every time he's just been like, wow, I never thought of it like that. So he just brings a whole nother perspective to the game.
Yeah.
And it really helps us out as hitters too.
Now, last year you guys kind of flew under the radar, maybe for the majority of the conference season until the end when you made that push. This year, and I asked Coach the same thing, but have you guys as players embraced that target on your back that you guys are possibly one of the top teams in conference?
Yeah, we're ready to go. We're just going to keep fighting like we did last year. Just play the game, one pitch at a time.
Now, Brian, 19th, the latest rankings have you in the nation. It's the first time you're in the top 25 this year. Have you guys talked about that at all, or is that just outside noise?
It's stuff that gets heard, for sure. We don't want to think about it too much because it's so early on. It doesn't really matter until the end, but it's fun knowing that when we play a team, they want to beat us like no other, because whenever we play a ranked team, that's our attitude. We want to take down that team. We want to prove something. So now that teams are trying to do that to us, it's kind of fun for us to realize we were on that side, and we need to stay humble and continue to do the things right that we've been doing and take those games that we should. So there's always room for improvement.
Yeah, 11-0. How do you keep that going? How do you even improve over the course of the season?
Keep the intensity, keep the motivation, for sure. It's tough. Season's long. I mean, you got 40 games. It's tough to show up for everyone and just pay attention pitch by pitch. So we've got a lot of great leadership from, in our bullpen and our dugout, just senior leadership, upperclassmen that just gets everybody involved. Everybody's having fun. If you're playing, if you're not, if you're doing a chart, if you're trying to crack signs, everybody's just having fun one way or another, and you're in the game. So just keeping everybody there, everybody motivated, everybody having fun, just kind of takes care of it itself.
Yeah. Now, Bobby, Coach kept saying synergy. As a senior on this team, have you noticed that in the clubhouse the guys are just naturally getting along?
Yeah, I feel like last year we had a few guys that, I don't know, other guys were kind of skeptical about talking to them because they felt like they were the seniors and they didn't really talk to them too much. And we had all the seniors last year that were starting. I came in, I played summer ball with Klein and Cruzen, so I mean I kind of fit in well with them, and that was nice. But I mean all the guys that have come in, we've tried to embrace them as a team. I don't know how Brian is with all the young kids, but I know I just try to take them under my wing and I don't know, keep them feeling a part of the team.
Did the hitters and the pitchers ever cross paths, or is it kind of?
We've had some competition in the cages.
We don't like them.
You ever take BP on the field?
We've had a scrimmage.
Yeah.
Scrimmage
We've
recently.
had a couple scrimmages.
For the second weekend, we got our games rained out, so we were able to play like a 16-inning scrimmage at home. And it gets a little chirpy, but it's fun.
How do the pitchers fare at the plate?
They don't let us bat.
Oh, they don't?
No.
We got to take that up with our coach, but it's something that needs to be fixed.
You got BP in the other day, so you should be happy.
I think I'd be more worried about the positional players pitching than the pitchers hitting.
They always talk about how they can beat us in a game.
They wouldn't fare well, that's for sure.
We might have to come out and we might have to tape this game if we can make this happen at some point in the season. Does that sound good for you guys?
All right.
Wonderful.
Good luck the rest of the season. We'll be watching. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
Thank you, appreciate it.
When we come back, Lacrosse joins me on set. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report.
We're counting down the top 5 moments of the winter season. Let's kick things off with wrestling. The Cardinals just lost out in the conference meet, but sent 3 wrestlers to the national meet, including a freshman, Ben Williamson. Leighton Binion and Josh Tardy also making the trip, a successful cap to the season. Next, we head to the hardwood and the women's basketball team. In a must-win game on senior night, the Lady Cards came out and beat the CCIW's top team in Illinois Wesleyan. The win helped propel them into the conference tournament. Sticking with basketball, the men's team charging all the way to the national tournament thanks to huge years from Alex Sorensen, Jamie Moten, and Connor Raridan. Unfortunately, the buck stopped there with a loss to St. Olaf. We head to Iowa for our final 2 moments. Number 2 belongs to Madison Renfro, who blisters past the field at the national meet to take the top All-American title in the 60-meter hurdles. With the win, Renfro adds to her 4th and 5th place All-American finishes. Staying on the track, we top off our list with the incredible feat of pole vaulter Luke Winder. He didn't just win nationals. On the 3rd and final attempt at his final height, Winder clears 18 feet 1 inch, giving him the national meet record, the school record, and the best mark among collegiate pole vaulters in the nation. Those are the top 5 moments of the winter season. We'll be right back with the women's lacrosse team after this.
Introducing a new day of the week. Someday. Now, everything you were going to do someday is on the calendar. Want to retire someday? You'll really want this. A My Social Security account at socialsecurity.gov. You can estimate your future benefits and manage current benefits online. Millions of people have a My Social Security account. Get yours today, because someday is here at socialsecurity.gov.
Welcome back, and we're joined by first-year head coach of the Cardinal Lacrosse team, Danielle Fiala. And Coach, welcome back to North Central. How is it weird at all being back at NCC now as a coach as opposed to a player?
No, it's great. I absolutely love being back. This is my home. Naperville is my home. North Central is what I know, so it's been great to be back.
So now you were a player. You finished up playing in 2013. What did you spend the last couple years doing in between the two?
Yeah, after graduation, I moved out to Iowa and started a Division III women's lacrosse program at Wartburg College. And then this summer, I came back here.
So you started it from scratch?
Yes.
What was that experience like?
It was a great experience. I mean, we had to recruit some girls on campus. We had to recruit all out of state. There's not a whole lot of high school lacrosse in Iowa. So I got to really focus on recruiting and building a team and focusing on the dynamics of what I wanted my future team to look like.
What kind of things did you learn from that experience that you have brought to North Central? Because I'm sure starting a program gives you a lot of different aspects of the job.
I think everything. At any time you're in a job situation, you're learning and kind of figuring out who you want to be as a coach and how you want to coach athletes and how you want to coach people, because no one's going on to be a professional lacrosse player. So I'm coaching my athletes to be professional people and helping them find that through sport.
Now, 5 of the athletes that you have on this team you played with What's the dynamic with those 5 players? You have 2 of them that are going to be on the show in a moment, but what's that dynamic like? Is it fun?
Yeah, it's a great dynamic. It's really cool to see them now at their senior year. When I was on the team with them, I was a senior and they were freshmen.
Youngins.
Yeah, so the dynamic is a little different now, and it's a great experience.
24-0.
Yes.
That was the score of the game against Cornell. Was there something in that game that stood out, maybe that impressed you more than anything else?
The biggest thing is that everyone scored. And that was really cool for our team to have everyone that played on the field score in that game. We had quite a few people score more than once, and some of those were defensive players. So we were pretty excited to see the full team effort there.
One of the things Kara Stevens said after the game was it was nice because everybody got to play a different position. Is that something that you like to work on, to know that everybody can at least contribute somewhere else?
Yeah, everyone this season has been playing a different position, and we're trying people out at midfield and defense and offense. Mainly our goalies are sticking to our goalie position, but everyone else is trying out a different position. We don't have a whole lot of numbers, so we have to be creative on how we can get the girls some breaks.
Is that the goal, is to make sure there's that versatility, or is there other things in mind that you want to accomplish with that?
It just gives a different mindset of the ball and how people react to, when there's a shot and our attackers then have to ride the ball. Well, if they're used to playing defense, it's a no-brainer for them.
So now you have a really good mix of youth and experience on this team. A lot of really good seniors, some good young players. How far can that carry you as far as succeeding towards the end of the season? I
think it's going to take us all the way. I think we have the skill, I think we have the passion, and we have the experience. And lacrosse and in any sport, it doesn't matter, how long you've been playing necessarily in some situations, and some does, but it depends how badly you want it, and our team wants it.
Now, before I let you go, I want to check the tape. We're going to go through 3 plays, and I want to get kind of your opinion and your breakdown of the play to see what went well. In all 3 plays, things went pretty well, considering you scored goals in these 3 plays.
Okay.
So the first one is Emily Zadney getting a pass to Claire Norfleet. So what do you see in this particular play?
Yeah, so first of all, Zadney had a good position where she backed up off her defender and allowed a clear assist to Claire. Claire backdoor cut her girl, and then the other girl didn't slide to her, so she had a free shot on cage. She also shot and directed her shot, so it went in very nicely.
Now, Emily's coming back from an injury. How has she come back? Pretty well?
Yeah, from what I've heard from the past, she's pushing through and taking care of her injuries, and she's been a great asset for us on the draw and on attack as well.
Awesome. Now, the second play, it's, again, Claire is going to be the one scoring the goal, but it's Nikki Maris who's behind it, kind of playing that sneaky role and kind of baiting the defense.
Yeah, again, we had to create space between us and our defender, and Nikki did a good job of that, and then assisted the ball to Claire. Claire, again, used some movement to get away from her defender and find the open space in the goal.
Final play is Gina Fisher doing what she's done 174 times, and that is, well, score a goal.
And here she baits the girl one way, which she's really good at, and then the girl's kind of coasting to the other way, and Gina takes her the other side and is got a free look on cage, which is something she's really good at. Was it a fun moment when she broke your record? Yeah, actually. So we were just kind of going through the game, and then someone's like, "She broke the record." I was like, "That's awesome." I wasn't paying attention to that, and I was focused on beating Southwestern at the time. But it was great to have a victory moment during that game.
Did she joke with you or rib you at all that she just took your record from you?
No, she didn't, but probably to the team.
Well, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
When we come up, we have Bianca Perry and Claire Norfleet joining me on set. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report.
This new mom is struggling to get the skates just right. And now she's holding on for dear life. Her kids can see she may have broke her knees. They still love her though she looks like she's attacked by killer bees. I'm allergic, proof you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
We're back, and Bianca Perry and Claire Northfleet join me on the set. And Claire, it's your senior season. Does it feel like it's all gone by in the blink of an eye for you? 4 years? Whew.
Yeah, it's definitely gone by very fast. I feel like I just started. And yeah, I mean, all the seniors, we've kind of got together and talked about that. It just seems like yesterday we just all started together our freshman year, and it's been fun though so far, and we still got plenty of games
Ways to go.
Yeah.
Now, something impressive that I found out about you, you started every game the last 3 years. Is that something you take pride in?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, I haven't really paid attention to that. It's just, I have been, I mean, it's been great, obviously, but as long as our team's doing well, it's something that's kind of the main focus every season, so, but yeah.
Bianca, you're also a senior.
Yeah.
So you've been around for the last 4 years. How is the team, obviously the players change every year, but how has the team evolved over the last 4 years in your eyes?
We've gotten closer together as a bunch, and we do a lot of team bonding, which is helpful, and I think it's good that we are, so the seniors keep up with the freshmen and keep them updated with everything going on.
Now your coach is somebody that you used to play with. Is that comfortability kind of nice to have?
Yeah.
Do you guys kind of joke back and forth in practice? What if she makes you guys run? What do you that is always the question I have when a player comes back as a coach. Like, you're like, no, I'm not going to run because I used to play with you.
No, we don't run, actually. We actually do burpees instead, which is our favorite. And no, but it's kind of cool to have her on a personal level. Like, she can understand us too, but yeah, we can joke around, and there's times where we can be serious too, so it's nice.
Now, I'm sure one of the fun moments, and I mentioned it with Coach, was when Gina broke Danielle's record for career goals. Did you guys make a note of that, or did you guys joke about that?
Oh yeah, a little bit.
We were like, yeah, she beat her.
We were like, do we say something? Or?
So now you guys won 24-0 against Cornell. What was that game like? Because I can't imagine it'd be very easy to keep your concentration. I'll go to Claire for this.
I think that was just a great game for, like we said, everybody to play a different position. Everybody really got a great opportunity to, get a scoring chance. And I think that's always really cool to see is everybody being able to step up and be in that position to succeed.
Now, Bianca, you were pretty active too. I think you had a couple goals and a couple of assists. Is it nice to just maybe not have an easy game, but somewhere where you can get everybody involved?
Yeah, it was really relaxing, making sure everyone's in the play and making sure we have enough time to do whatever we want, so we're not flustered to get that one goal to beat that team, So we had a lot of time, and it was fun. It was good to play with them. So yeah.
One person that didn't get a lot of action was your goalie, Kat Schultz. I found out this fun tidbit: 0 saves and a shutout. Is that pretty impressive?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've seen it before.
So yeah.
Now, what are the expectations? I want to go to Claire for this season, because I mean, you have a good mix of both experienced players and some really good young players coming in. Did you guys expect to be really good?
Oh, we did. We knew the talent that we had on our team. Everybody brings something different to the table, and I think a big thing this year was really, because obviously we don't have the biggest team, so I think a big thing was really the team chemistry and bonding. So I think a big thing was just kind of getting everybody on the same page, realizing our team culture, and I think we've really come a long way even since the fall. And so yeah, that's been really great to see that kind of progress. 4
years have gone by fast, I'm sure, but are you excited to try and go out on a high note, Bianca?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm hoping we go all the way. It'll be fun.
When you get, because you're not in conference play yet.
No.
Is it different at all when you get to conference? Is the competition maybe increase, the level of competition increase?
Yeah, definitely. Against playing like against Augie and Carthage, our competition goes up, and we're more excited to play against them. Get the hype.
I'm sure the intensity goes up.
Yeah.
Who's your biggest rival in women's lacrosse?
I'd probably say Augustina or Carthage. Yeah,
Carthage, both of them. Yeah.
They're always two of the teams that you kind of look at on your schedule and really
circle them.
Yeah.
So now, last year you had a pretty successful season. I'm sure it didn't end the way you wanted to, 3 straight losses. How do you try and make sure that this season doesn't end like last year?
I think you kind of learn from that and learn from any kind of mistakes that you made, and but at the same time, you almost don't want to keep that in your mind. You want to, this is a new year, this is a new team. That's kind of been our big motto for us this year is new team, new us. Like, it's just each game is a different chapter. So I think that's been really important, is just to kind of keep looking forward and preparing for that.
You guys like the chapter you're writing so far? 4-2 looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for stopping by. We really appreciate it, guys, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. That's all the time we have on this episode of the Cardinal Report. Thanks to all of our guests for stopping by. I'm Kevin Jackman. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.